Hello, I'm Cheryl Third, and I will be your professor for your FLDP 3027 Field Seminar 3 to 6 course. This is a 1-hour graded course that will complement your field placement. Given that we're in very unusual times, I am starting this 1-hour class with a video in hopes to orientate you to the course, get you started in thinking about how this course will be structured, making sure. So what I'm going to do today is just familiarize yourself how I've set up the course. After many years of teaching at Fanshawe College, you can get a little bit of bio about me in the Getting Started section. But this course was set up after I completed my master's in 2015 and was able to go to Reggio Emilia, Italy, and spend 9 days. That I created a course that really complements your role as a reflective practitioner and the role of the College of ECE in doing that. So I've set up the assignments and the structure of the course to fit with that idea of self-assessment, creating goals, documentation learning, creating your portfolio, which is the biggest piece of this assignment, and being able to write reflectively. So one of the things that I'll just point out to you that under content, I have an area, and I think I've got it marked off fairly well in terms of getting started. Start here. Then you'll see there's assignments, course resources, and here's week 1, Tuesday, September 22nd. So by the time I check in with you next week, you will have looked at all of these sections. So under the Getting Started, there's a little bit of information about me and about your course resources. And under week 1, as I always do with all my courses, I have a reference to our land acknowledgement and the making sure that we acknowledge that we are on Indigenous lands. And I would like you to take a moment to remember that we are settlers. I am a settler, and most of us are settlers living on Indigenous lands, and how fortunate we are and how important it is for us to be stewards of this land. So I just ask that you take a moment and reflect on this saying that I've put here, this acknowledgement, and that we continue to take care of this land and respect and honor the contributions of Indigenous people and how they've helped make Canada a wonderful place that it is. So that's my obligation to truth and reconciliation, and that is under week 1 content. So you'll see that the course is structured in a weekly manner, and I have actually put dates beside each week to help keep you organized. So all the dates up until October are there, sort of to, Tuesday, then week 3, week 4. So I haven't put every single date in, but just places to make sure you check and keep track of where you are. It shouldn't be a challenge this semester as there's no breaks in our term, and we're going to be working all online. So what most people want to know about are what are the assignments. And then for this course, there are 3 assignments: a self-assessment paper, weekly writing, and a portfolio. The self-assessment paper is due in week 5. And what I've done with all of my assignments is I've included detailed instructions, but I've also included a video explanation, which you'll get to see here. So there's my video instructions and a sample exemplar so that you can have a look at what my expectations are. And so I think that it's fairly straightforward, but again, as we get closer to this, I will be I will make myself available the day this is due during that 3 to 4 time period. The next thing that you're being graded on in this course are discussions, and we call those reflective writings. And you'll see in the discussion forum, I've made the first one available to see so that you can see the instructions. What's unique about this discussion board is I'm not closing them, and there's a rationale behind that. And the rationale is that I want you to get into a practice of writing. So I will be paying attention to if you've been doing them in a timely manner, but the idea is that you are going to write 6 reflective pieces, and what you're going to do is submit during week 11 a summary of that writing, and that is what's going to get graded. So you'll see that you'll have a discussion. You must post first before you can read, and what I've done is I've posted the date when the discussion becomes available, not anything else, because they don't close. So for example, week 2, that means that by the beginning of week 3 class, I want you to have completed this task. And so again, it's what I'm wanting you to do is not do it because it's got a deadline, but get into the process of writing for reflection. So I'm going to go back to the calendar so that you can see that I've been very specific and clear in my calendar. So if you're the kind of person who needs to keep track, you know that you can open up the calendar. And in fact, I believe you can list and you can print items so that you can see all of the due dates that I've got there. So I've got your first discussion, your second, third, fourth, fifth. There's the first virtual check-in, and I will include other virtual check-ins, but all your due dates are there. So if you go to list, you can then print that off and get that into your calendar. But again, you can look at day, week, agenda format. And here we are today. There's no schedule events. And then you can go back to the home page. Whoops. Go back to the home page. Clearly, I can't do that. So I'm going to log back into the course. Sorry about that. And you can see again in the calendar, it's listed that way. But some people just find if you go onto calendar and list, you can then jot that down in your agenda. So really what I wanted you to do today, make yourself familiar with what's going on in the course. Have a look at how I've organized it. One of the things that I've done is that you've got all your due dates in your calendar, but if you go into the submissions folder, you're going to see that I put all the due dates there as well. And so again, I've made them, except for your e-portfolio, I've made them due at the end of your class time on that week. And the week that you have something due, that is really all you're going to be expected to do. So week 5, there really isn't any content other than the self-assessment paper. I've structured this course so that the work that, if you spend 1 hour on the content of this course each week, except for your e-portfolio that may require additional work depending on how well you've been doing at saving assignments and uploading them into your portfolio, we will do a virtual class. I do have a video. What I need you to do for the portfolio is make sure you save all of your assignments in My Items under the ePortfolio tab. Make sure you go into My Items and save all of your assignments. Just make sure they're there. If you've made the collections, you can put them in the proper collection, but make sure all of your assignments, as soon as you submit them, put them in My Items. That's a free place for you to store things, so you don't have to worry about your computer crashing, about losing a memory stick. Put them in My Items, and then they can become part of your portfolio if you choose, but at least they're there and you know they're there. So I don't want to extend this video too long, but what I want you to do is familiarize yourself with the course expectations. You will need to get a copy of your field placement manual. I understand that it may not be available at the bookstore. Hopefully by now it is. You're going to want to make sure that you order your books online and get your manual. There is a PDF copy available to you in your field course, as well as under course resources. Here you'll see that I've got a copy of the field placement manual. So what I want you to do between this week and next week, when you start placement next Wednesday, is make sure that you've got a hard copy of it. You've got a PDF copy here, and there is also a PDF copy in your field course. And we are going to, next week, during the hour of 3 to 4, I am going to be online, and I've created a link. One of the great things about Fanshawe Online is when you go to the calendar, and it seems to be a little bit slow today. All of us are getting things ready for you. So if you go to the calendar and you click on the virtual check-in, there's a link. And I'm using WebEx, which you should have no problem getting onto. You just click on that link and you can join me with your camera or without. There is a message area, but with WebEx, you're able to use your camera, and there's more cameras available for you to use. So I look forward to seeing you all or hearing you all next Tuesday. But in the meantime, make sure you familiarize yourself with the field placement seminar course, what's expected of you, review the content, review the assignments, and I will support you through this seminar course. Your e-portfolio is a big part of this course, so make sure that you're saving your assignments, and we're going to actually create your portfolio presentation, and that will be a class. So again, welcome to third semester. This is an unusual semester. We are here to support you. I will do my best. Make sure you go onto content and look here where it says getting started. Start there, look at your assignments, review content 1, week 2. I will be available for 1 hour.
So that's a snapshot of the seminar course. You will notice that I will put in the calendar when we're going to have virtual check-ins. As a 1 hour course, I'm not actually going to be holding a class, but I'll be reviewing important content such as week 3 when we put together your portfolio. So welcome to third semester, and I look forward to seeing you virtually next week.